Yo, what's up? What's happening? We're about to talk about something with this little update that just came out today. Um, we'll get started in the next few seconds. It's not be a long update, so it's just two quick things I want to talk about. What's going on and everything. It's up to everybody. As the notifications go out, as always, let's keep checking this out real quick. All right, then we're gonna start in a few seconds. Like I said, there's a few quick updates. Nothing big, just two big things, but mainly just one thing. All right, let's get into it. All right, so look, I appreciate everybody that's watching, everybody that's hit that subscribe. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. We're at 1.2 thousand followers. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, so look, let's get into it. Big breaking news that's going on right now. All right, this just came out today. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. All right, WB is in complete trouble. All right, Bank of America is saying the following, all right, that Warner Brothers Discovery is not working. They should explore another option. That tells you everything. This is how bad this company is sinking faster by the day. Hey, what's going on, Daniel and Sean? Appreciate y'all watching. All right, so look, this update just came out today, and this is interesting. All right, like I said, they did this to themselves. WB, the studios, doesn't want to listen to the fans. They don't want to restore the Snyderverse. They don't want to release the Ayer Cut. And this right here is the outcome. When you don't listen to your fans, you have to reap what you sow. For years, we've been fighting and we've been asking them for what we want. But again, WB, David Zaslav, James Gunn, Peter Safran don't want to listen to the fans. And the demand is that we want more of the Snyderverse and we want more with David Ayer for the Ayer Cut. And look at what's going on now. This whole reboot is just not working. It's not starting off right. And this tells you everything. When you have the bank coming out and you have these professionals telling you, yo, Warner Brothers Discovery is not working, that is serious. I don't know how much more clear it has to be and it has to get for everyone to understand that this company is in deep waters. They're about to fully sink. All right, there's only two options left for WB. And the only two options is one, restore the Snyderverse, and two, if you don't want to do that, you're going to be forced to sell. And when you're forced to sell, most likely somebody else is going to come buy it and they're going to continue with it because they know that there's money and there's profit to be made there. And this right here shows you, right? Stocks for months have been sinking. They've been dropping and nothing is helping them. The only time that we saw the stocks go up was when WB recently said and announced the whole thing with Zach and that he's going to be doing the prequel to 300. That increased their stocks, and the facts and the proof is right there. You can't lie with numbers. And the numbers with James Gunn ever since he came on board with the Suicide Squad has just been tanking. In 2023, all the movies that he was overseeing, and I don't want to hear no excuses. James Gunn has been overseeing DC Studios for a while, and under his ruling, it's not working. It's not going to work, and it will never work, period. That's why WB is where they're at right now with the whole DC brand. Underwater. Why? Because they don't want to listen to the fans. Now, when you have David Zaslav coming out and saying all this that, like all this mumble jumble that they try to like sweeten up and tell you, hey, look, it's otherwise, it's not working. Admit it, just face it. It's not working with James Gunn. This reboot is not working. Nobody's interested. Nobody's talking. And what? A handful of people? Majority of us don't care about it. We didn't want this. We didn't ask for this. But this is what WB thinks that it's best for business when it's the opposite. This right here is not good for business. It's sinking faster by the week. Their stocks continue to sink. They don't go up. They're in the negative. And completely when it comes to it, they're on critical condition when it comes to this. All right. The proof is if you Google it and you look at the stocks, numbers are there. Nothing is in positive. Everything is in red and everything is in the negative. It's not succeeding. It's not winning with James Gunn. It's not winning with Peter Safran. It's not winning with David Zaslav. Those are not the ones to be in charge. And the facts are there. The numbers do not lie. And this is what happens when it comes to it. Yo, what up, everybody? Strong arm. I already started the stream, so it won't let me. I have to do that before I start the stream. So once I'm already live, it just won't let me go to it, stuff like that. But yeah, this just came out, so this is this is embarrassing. It's just ridiculous. Another proof for the James Gunn quote unquote fans, the Suicide Squad. Go look it up and see how bad it flopped. There's no stopping that. You can't deny it, and you can't fix those numbers. Remember when they were saying with the flush that it was gonna be the best movie that everybody's seen it and everything, and how bad did that movie do? Shazam 2. What else? Blue Beetle. All those movies flopped. And another thing too, a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, why you guys didn't support Black Adam when it came out and it had Henry Cavill?" Well, plain and simple, a cameo is not going to save anything, especially with the damage that WB, the studio themselves, have done. And by them squeezing in last minute Henry Cavill and be like, "Hey, look, we're gonna bait the Snyder fans," it doesn't work like that. All right. That was like a last minute thing that they wanted to do, and things were changing for the good. But once James Gunn came on board, he screwly just threw everything away. It didn't work out, and at the same time, like they already had planned what they wanted to do. They wanted to semi erase the Snyderverse, but at the same time, jokes on them. Because again, if Zack is to come back and restore the Snyderverse, whether it's at WB or whatever studio, if WB ends up being sold and whoever acquires it, I'm guaranteeing you, if Universal or Netflix or whoever, I guarantee you they're going to end up restoring the Snyderverse because they know that there's a fan demand, there's profit there, and they can capitalize for a while because they could do so much with all the stories and everything that was just there pending. All right. When it all comes down to it, these numbers, right, in Wall Street do not lie. And when you have stocks sinking fast every time more and more, that tells you something. Either you fix it or you just let it go and just let nature take its course, if you want to say. But in this situation, they're going to have to sell. They're going to be like what Marvel did in the 90s. They're going to have to sell their IPs in order to save the whole brand overall. It sucks because for years Warner Brothers has been around, but recently in the last few years they haven't really been putting out quality. And this is what happens when you don't put out quality. People want good entertainment. When you give people good entertainment, you don't face this right here because you're winning and you're doing what you have to do in business. But in the situation that WB is right now and everything that they're going through, it tells you everything. The facts don't lie. The proof is all there. I mean, anybody else that says otherwise is just completely in denial, you know? And again, this right here proves you that the fans are the majority. The fans are the ones that open or close their wallets. And in 2023, we, the fans, the consumers, the DC fans, came together and we boycotted all these films that they were trying to force upon us, and they did not work. When Zack Snyder's Justice League hit streaming on HBO Max at the time, what happened? All the servers crashed. And it's not coincidence. It crashed because everybody wanted to see it. And that tells you everything. It says a lot. The servers were so overwhelmed that they couldn't handle all the traffic that was coming in. Until this day, we still don't know the actual numbers. Why? Because WB knows that they can't go back to that level of quality. And everything that they're trying to put with James Gunn is not working. That's the beautiful part about it. A lot of people are like, I'm not interested. They're losing fans. They've lost the consumer. And when you lose the consumer, it's hard to gain them back because we already know what the studio is all about. When you don't give the fans what they want, and for years they've been asking you, you're going to lose. And this is where they're at. When we were all fighting for the Snyder Cut, 5 long years, when everybody was saying it would never happen, including the studio, what happened? We didn't give up. We continued to defend and we fought until we got the Snyder Cut. Once we got the Snyder Cut, now our goal is restore the Snyderverse. And not only that, the next goal and the next achievement is going to be release the Ayer Cut. All right. Now, getting into that topic, that's the next thing that we have to talk about. All right. The next trending event is coming up on August 5th, 2024. All right. That's a few weeks away. All right. Today is July 16. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on that Friday, the 2nd. the third, the fourth, leading into the fifth. That way, every day it continues to trend, leading it to the big day that's August 5th. If you want to jump on, go for it. If you want to just do one day, all 4 days, go for it. I'm going to do all 4 days. All 4 days, I'm going to be posting stuff with Release the Ayer Cut and Restore the Snyderverse. Join us. Like I said, this is a free event online. It doesn't matter where you are around the world, it doesn't matter what time. The thing is, stick to those two hashtags: Release the Ayer Cut and Restore the Snyderverse. That's it. We need to get this whole movement and the momentum with the algorithm growing and going again. All right. This is how we come together as fans and we continue to make this grow. I got to check out your video, bro. I'm going to see it, but I'm going to check it out. I know I saw the thing. Yeah, another thing too, I want to show you. I'm gonna probably do a little short on. I customized a figure and stuff with that same thing that you spoke about with the Batman, that he was like in green and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's why uh I've been seeing a little bit of a House of Dragon, not that much. I have to keep up with it, honestly. It's just I have to make time for all these things. That's why I haven't seen The Boys, because honestly I don't really have that much time. So I'm trying to squeeze everything that I can in my plate. This is why you see that I'm doing more live streams, just because it's easier and it's faster to get out, the updates and stuff like that, compared to like putting up a video, because it just takes a little bit more longer. But yeah, like, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Exactly, Daniel. Let's just keep it civil. That's it. In the end, we're all fans. We're not gonna agree. It's normal. It's a 50-50 in every whatever fandom that you're in, and it is what it is. We're gonna enjoy it. We're gonna, watch what we want, and otherwise, sometimes we're not. But let's just keep doing what we're doing. Let's just enjoy this hobby, and in the end, that's all it is. It's just a hobby. In the end, all fans do the same thing. It doesn't matter whether you're in sports, entertainment, movies, video games, collectors. We're all gonna go at it, and we're gonna be like, we like this, we don't like that, blah blah blah. But it is what it is. So in the end, overall, we're fans, and this is the hobbies that we enjoy. So let's just have fun with it. That's all. Ain't nothing wrong with smack talking time to time, but just don't take this too serious. I don't take it too serious, but at the same time, it's like, yo, it's not hurting nobody. You see what I'm saying? It's like we're having fun, we're doing what we gotta do, and hey, if something comes from it, good. If it doesn't, it's all good. Not messing with nobody and stuff like that. That's why it sometimes cracks me up how some tend to like talk and say, "Hey, well, this and that." It is what it is. Like I said, I got thick skin, so it doesn't bother me. But focusing and staying on track. Like I said, August 5th, we're gonna keep on going with Release the Ayer Cut. This year, we have to go stronger. We have to go more with it. Everywhere that you're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, wherever you're at, use those two hashtags. That way it stays focused on the goal of one, release the Ayer Cut, and two, restore the Snyderverse, because the Ayer Cut revolves and it takes place still within the Snyderverse. Like, I posted a picture today, with that opening with Batman, the Batmobile with Joker and Harley. I mean, that's just amazing. Those, what was, like, probably like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And of course, when we get Batman that he faces, semi faces off what's his name, Dead Shot. I mean, it's just so much to be explored still. And that's why we as fans are coming together, because we want that. The same way that, now the Matt Reeves are kind of worried, the Matt Reeves fans, that if, what is it, the Batman 2 is gonna probably get canceled. Now you guys know how we feel. Like, they just took it away from us, and now you understand and see our point of view. It's like, yo, how are you just gonna pull that under our feet, and just like it never happened? You see? So the same thing when it comes to the Ayer Cut, when it came to the Snyder Cut, and overall when it comes to restore the Snyderverse and stuff like that. So we just got to do what we got to do. All right, so yeah, they came at Snyder hard, so no mercy, but let's focus on the positive and get this Ayer Cut. Hell yeah, we got to get the Ayer Cut, and in due time we will get it the same way that we got the Snyder Cut. There's no stopping it. That, and again, history is just repeating itself because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it wouldn't happen with the Snyder Cut," and boom, we finally have it. And now the same thing is happening with the Ayer Cut. It's taken a little bit longer just because I get a lot of people have given up. Like they've lost a little bit of interest, but I'm starting to see now more people coming around. And another thing too that I'm proud of everybody that's joining and doing, the good cause, this fight that we're doing, is that people are sticking finally to those two hashtags. I've been seeing more people using these two hashtags, and that's the goal. We need to continue to use the two hashtags only: release the Ayer Cut and restore the Snyderverse. That's it. Because it doesn't matter. If, like I said, whoever ends up, if WB ends up selling their studio, their IP, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whoever ends up buying them, regardless, it's still going to come under Restore the Snyderverse. And if whoever ends up buying them, if they end up selling, we're going to still go with it. Restore the Snyderverse. You imagine that if a new company owns WB and owns DC, and then all of a sudden they just come out and say, hey, look, we got something special for the fans. And they just put restored. Boom. And then the Ayer Cut is released. Yo, you see what I'm saying? Like anything could come from this. Things are switching and changing behind the scenes that none of us know. Unless you work inside of WB and you're part of that team, then other than that, everything is just speculation. But the same thing happened with the Snyder Cut. A lot of people were saying that it would never happen. And when you had the heads at the time, and Sarnoff mainly, with Toby Emmerich saying, oh, that's it, we're done. We're thankful for Zack Snyder's trilogy. Lady, it didn't stop there. We got the Snyder Cut. And I'm sure there's somewhere right now crying still, like they can't believe it. And, we made it possible. That's what I'm saying. We're part of history. And this is history repeating itself again. Because in due time, we are going to get Suicide Squad from David Ayer released. It's all a matter of time. It's just up to us, the fans, not to give up, to continue this good fight. Just keep on defending it, and it's bound to happen. It's inevitable, and the studio knows it. The people inside the studio knows it, and most of all, James Gunn knows that we, the fans, will stop at nothing because he knows that we made it possible to get the Snyder Cut, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. And at the same time, we're not hurting nobody. We're not doing no harm to nobody. All we're doing is just defending something we want. And what that is, the version of what David Ayer was going to give us in theaters and what WB took away from us. That's it. That's what we want. We want to see David Ayer's final version of Suicide Squad, of what it looked like and what it could have been. Because it's right now sitting inside a vault, where they keep all the movies and stuff like that, over at WB. That's crazy when you think about it. And the same thing, I know that they have Batgirl fully done, but nobody has seen it. Probably the people inside, that are really close to it and stuff like that, they probably seen it. And I'm sure they're under some NDA, like you can't discuss and talk about it and stuff like that. And who knows what that would have opened the door to? Because let's not forget, it was supposed to have Keaton and it was supposed to have Ben Affleck in that movie. So there's still a lot to be explored, and this is why I see that way. James Gunn, he doesn't want to release this because it's a threat, especially for his flop of the Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad was not needed. It was not needed. And again, he rebooted and deleted something that was still part of the Snyderverse and with David Ayer. Because let's not forget, the Ayer Cut and the whole world that David Ayer was building was within the Snyderverse. Even though it was his vision, it was his take, it still took in the timeline with the same events of what Zach was creating. It had the tone, it had that style, the music, the atmosphere. Everything was in par to what we were getting with Zach. And that's why we, the fans, will continue to fight for it until one day we will have it. One day we're going to be talking about it and be like, hey, look, we finally have David Ayer's Suicide Squad. We finally have the Ayer Cut. It's going to happen. I'm telling y'all. That's why I'm here, to help you with motivation, to inspire you, because we cannot give up. And that's what we don't do. We're like Spartans. We continue to fight. We continue to march forward. And in the end, damn it, we're going to get what we want. And they know it. That's why they can't stop us. No matter what they say, when they start saying everything that they say about us, it's just because they're nervous. And they know that we, the fans, are very passionate. We the fans do good causes, and we the fans come together and make things possible. Because in the end, not only we're fans, we're also consumers. We're a customer because we're paying for their services. And when they try to give us and try to force us to accept a movie, a product, or anything that we don't want, we already know the end result is just going to flop. And that's what's happening. Since 2023, with the beginning, if I remember correctly, I think it was what was Shazam 2, I think, what kicked off the remaining of the Hamadaverse. Everything just kept on going down, and all the way into Aquaman 2. Okay, Aquaman 2 did a little bit better compared to the other movies, but the last one before that, Blue Beetle, it tanked. It tanked, and every movie was just like, what's gonna be next? And every time we were all online talking, oh, that movie's gonna tank. And what happened? It tanked. And there's no difference. And with James Gunn's Superman, there's no exception. It's going to happen. The same thing. It's going to tank. And WB knows it. And that's why, look, if it was not going to tank, why are the stocks so low? Why did it continue to be in the negative? That tells you everything. So going back to what we were talking, when you have the bank experts that WB is not working, that tells you everything financially and economy wise and the numbers, because in the end, who's part of these banks? Investors. So if the investors are working with the banks, because cha-ching, that's where the money's coming in and out, and the bank is telling you, hey, it's not working. That's like trying to go to the bank and say, hey, let me get a loan, and you don't qualify. What are they going to tell you? It's not working. And the same thing with this. It's sad, but at the same time, this is what happens when you just don't give your consumers and your customers what they want. If you don't deliver and you don't give the quality that the fans are asking for, and you refuse to give them that, two things happen. This is going to end bad, which is already at its end, because we're not far from the studio making the announcement that they're going to go up for sale. And we know that the rumors are out there. James Gunn's DCU is not saving DC Studios. It's just not. This is not Marvel. Majority of us DC fans don't want this to turn into Marvel. And, it's just, I mean, who are you trying to cater to? And the handful of fans is not enough to save it. And look at where they're at. They continue to sink. So that tells you and shows you everything. But again, this is what happens. Exactly. Strong Arm, you're right. 3 rounds of reshoots. I remember when they were saying, and they were like, I think it was for Aquaman. Not only Aquaman, they were doing it also for Black Adam, and they did it for the Flash. Let's not forget, with the Flash, that was a heavy one, that they had brought Henry Cavill, they had Gal Gadot, and they had Ben Affleck. And of course, seeing those leaks, the images where Ben Affleck was wearing that kind of chrome looking type of armor that he was wearing with the green screen, that never made it to the final cut. And all we saw was just his stunt double on that bat cycle scene. And of course, the cameo that we saw him again talking with the Flash, and he was like, oh, you want to get some lunch? And he's like, maybe some other time. Probably he was hinting, hey, some other time we're going to see each other, but just not right now. This is not the one. So I take it as that. But again, it's up to us, the fans, to keep on fighting for the Ayer Cut, and of course, the continue of restore the Snyderverse. Like I said, the studio knows it. The fans want it. They have to give us what we want, and we're going to give them money. But until that doesn't happen, unfortunately, this company is just sinking faster and faster by the week. And it's like the stocks are showing it, and investors, I'm sure they're furious. They're pissed. They want their money. And I don't know, it's like the bank is saying it's not working. Either you find a solution or you find a solution. That's it. Like there's no in between. Either you sell the company or you do what the fans are asking you, because it's not working. And if WB doesn't want to go that route where they want to sell, you're going to have to give in to the fans and say, hey, look, we're going to have to give you guys what you want. Now, look, how do you fix this problem? Very simple. Very simple. How do you fix this? All right. Heads up to you, WB. Let me give you some pointers. Very simple. You don't want to sell. That's fine. How do you fix your problem? Let me put you on game. One, you tell the fans, and not only that, You announce it on all your social medias that, hey, look, we're going to continue the Snyderverse on an Elseworld timeline. Good. You're already going to gain followers and fans and whatever that comes with that. Your stocks are going to start going up because now you're like catering to the fans. All right. Two, you continue to do with what Matt Reeves is doing with the Batman 2, the Batman 3, and that's it. The Penguin Show, if you want to do a season 2, it's up to you. Okay, you want to keep James Gunn and do what you're doing with your reboot? That's fine. There's no problem. But keep everything separate. Don't keep nothing connected. And you're going to start seeing how more fans are going to come to you because now you're giving a little bit to this fandom, a little bit to this one, to the other one. And in the end, everybody's eating. And in the end, the studio is succeeding. But how stubborn WB is that they're not catering and they're not giving to the fans what the fans want, this right here is the outcome. Now, if you start giving and announcing all these things, okay, we're going to do Matt Reeves, the Batman 2. There's no set date when it's released, but it's in the works. Fans are going to be happy. Announce, hey, look, Zach is back. We're doing the prequel to 300. And along with that, we have a special surprise. Do DC Fandom and announce, we're going to do a special treat for the fans. We're going to release the Ayer Cut. And on top of that, we're bringing in Zach to do, whatever movies that he wants to do under, I guess, call it the dark label. I mean, they haven't really done anything with that. And what? Joker? Do another Joker. Joker 3, and that's it. End that trilogy, and you can move away from it. So that way everybody gets to eat. Everybody enjoys. And you got a little bit of everything for everyone. So it's a win-win for everybody with the fans, the consumer, and it's just an overall win and nothing has to connect it. That's fine. Just keep everything separate on their own timelines. But what James Gunn did since the moment he arrived and he announced his whole reboot is just sad because all he's been doing is just dividing everything more than what it is. And like I said it for a while, James Gunn is just a Trojan horse. He's just a coy to come there and completely, like a hurricane, completely flip inside out everything. And that's what he's doing. He deleted these characters from David Ayer on the Suicide Squad. There's no Suicide Squad 3. All right, so that's just up in the air. But then you have characters that came out in the Suicide Squad, such as Peacemaker. And then you have him going over to the new reboot, but he's from the old DCEU. But the new ones, especially the ones from Zack Snyder, can't make it. Make that make sense. It doesn't. It just doesn't. You're picking and choosing who you want. So you're going to tell me now that Blue Beetle is going to make it over to the new DCU, but he's from the DCEU. And let's not forget, they actually were supposed to have Batman in there too, because in an interview with George Lopez, he even said it. He's like, oh, I think we have a Batman in there too. So probably they filmed something, because I know from when I was reading when the leaks were coming out and stuff that they were filming, he was supposed to have a scene talking very quick, another cameo with Blue Beetle. So again, let's not forget also, I think it was in 2022 when Zach had put that post for Thanksgiving, and it had what it was, Crisis Infinite. I can't remember, but we all saw that in the background, and that was something that was setting up before this whole reboot and stuff like that. Can that come back? Yes, it can come back. How? Again, very simple. The power of the multiverse with the Flash. The same way that Flash reset time and fixed the timeline from Joss Whedon's Justice League is the same way that they can do the same and go back and restore and fix and align everything to be smooth with what happened with the events of the Flash. You could bring back Michael Keaton. It never happens. He never dies. He survives. We can get a Batman Beyond. Boom. You see how that opens the door and it sets something big? And not only that, but you're bringing in fans from the Tim Burton universe. So you're catering the older generation. I grew up in that generation. Being a kid watching it, it was awesome for the time. But for this time, today's day and age, Ben Affleck is my Batman, and he's forever going to be it. Why? Because his style, is just something about him. Robert Pattinson is for this new generation, which it still works for the ones that are now with that universe. So that's cool for the ones that enjoy it. Not my Batman, not my universe, but for the ones that enjoy it, go ham on it, enjoy it. See what I'm saying? And we can all be eating. we can all be enjoying, and in the end, as fans, we can all be together once again and not divided. And this is what happens, and this is what James Gunn has been doing, just dividing the fandom because he's pissing off the Matt Reeves fans. He's already pissed off completely the Snyder fans. So, I'm one of them. I'm like, yo, like, you're not gonna give us what we want? All right. So, it's like, then why should I keep on watching what you're putting out? That tells you everything. So, in the end, the only result that this studio has is just those two solutions: you sell or you restore. That's it. There's no in between. The bank is telling you directly. I'm sure the investors are on a daily specifying and telling these people at meetings, because I'm sure they're having meetings on a weekly basis, probably every 2 or 3 days. I'm sure probably Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, they're all having meetings at WB Studios or DC Studios. And they're like, hey, so what's the goal this week? Oh, no, nothing. How's the stocks? No, they're worse than last week. What? You imagine that? If I was an investor, I would be upset. I would be at the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm not even investing in the next project. Why? Because why are you going to put money towards something that you're not going to get back? The return on investment isn't going to be there. And these banks in the end don't play. They want their money. And when the bank is telling you, hey, we're sorry, but it's not working, you better take advice from the bank. That's the bank. That's the big ones right there telling you, hey, either we're going to get our money one way or the other. And I'm sure they're already fed up. I mean, it's been over a year. With 2023, all those movies that flopped, it hurt the studio bad. Barbie didn't save them. Okay, they made $1 billion. But with all the debt that they're in, $1 billion is like saying you made $100. It's gone. Sure, it's gone. Especially now that they're doing James Gunn's DCU. How much are they spending right now with what is this, Superman? Another 300 million? Let's do the math. 300 million with what James Gunn is getting right now to do Superman. Recently, how much did it take to make The Flush? Another 300 million? That's already 600 million. 600 million. Just sit and think about that number. What can be done with that? Oh, just give me 2 million and I could do a bunch of good stuff with that. Because it just takes, like, it's crazy. That's why when people don't give Zack Snyder credit when he did the Snyder Cut, let's go back real quick. What happened? Zack Snyder, with an iPhone, he filmed the scene that was in his backyard with green screen. He filmed that scene with Joker. That's the epilogue scene. And he also filmed the scene where he had Joe as Deathstroke. And not only that, with Ben Affleck, that Ben came, he shot those scenes for free. Let me repeat that. Ben Affleck came back to shoot those scenes, to record all those scenes for the Snyder Cut that we saw with Joker and him talking, for free. That was in an interview. Ben Affleck has said that. Why? Because he believes in Zack. He believes that, hey, I know with Zack we're going to get somewhere. But then what happens is the stubborn studio that doesn't want to do anything. If WB was to say, hey, look, all right, we have Zack, we have James Gunn, we want to do a reboot, that's fine. Keep Zack Snyder's timeline on a whole separate timeline. It has nothing to do and it doesn't have to connect or interact with what Gunn is doing. Simple. It doesn't. They never meet. That's it. Bring the Flash, rewind time, make whatever James Gunn is going to do take off on its own and do its thing. That way his fans and them, whatever, they can enjoy it, and leave us Snyder fans enjoying what was still there, because that's what we want. And you win on both sides. But what did James Gunn do? Screw everything up. We're going to erase this character. We're not going to use this character. We're going to delete this character. Oh, but this character stays, but that one has to go. You see what I'm saying? He's just screwing everything up more than what it is. And here is the end result. It's not working. For years, for a while, for months, we've been saying it's not working. The box office doesn't lie. When you're at the movies, the box office tells you it's not working. Now you're having the bank telling you it's not working. What else do you need until you're eventually, hey, we're going to have to sell? And that's what happens. This is where we're at again, because a stubborn studio. That's why we are going to keep on fighting for the Ayer's Suicide Squad. release the Ayer Cut. We're gonna keep on fighting for restore the Snyderverse. I get it. A lot of people are not down with that. A lot of people don't want that. Okay, that's fine. Step aside. Step aside. Let us do what we gotta do. And we're going to keep on doing what we have to do. That's the beautiful part about it. Because there's no stopping us. The more they say no, is the stronger that we go. That's it. The same way with when the Snyder Cut. We were all fighting for it. Everybody was talking about it. And boom, we finally have it. You want to stop us from talking about restore the Snyderverse, release the Ayer Cut. I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear about it. I have one solution for you. Give it to us. Just give it to us. Release it and restore it. End it properly, and we will move on, and we will be like, you know what? Thank you. You finally gave us what we want, and as a fan, I appreciate that. But since you haven't done that, and you don't want to give us that, this is why we continue to demand and ask for what we want. Everywhere you see, I've been seeing more people active using these two hashtags, and that's awesome. Keep going at it. The more it trends, the more people are being aware of it and they're interested because now you have the new generation that are like, what is this? Oh, damn, I want to check it out. Oh, damn, where can I see more? Oh, there's no more. What do you mean there's no more? Yo, I want more. See, that's what's happening. But again, a stubborn studio isn't giving the fans what they want. Now restore it and release it. Once you do that, then I'll be like, we can move on. But until that doesn't happen, we're going to keep on fighting and we will stop at nothing. Period. There's no stopping it. It's going to happen in due time. But again, this is where we're at, and it was interesting when I came across this because this tells you a lot. This says a lot. This right here, it's like saying this is the final blow completely. Like the bank is telling you it's not working. It's just not working. You need to see other options. And the only option is bring back Zach, restore the Snyderverse, release the Ayer Cut, do more with that because there's money in it. And they know that there's money. But the problem is with WP is that they're stubborn and they don't want to admit their mistake. Their mistake is not nothing big. All they have to do is, hey, we apologize. We messed up. We should have listened to the fans. But to make up for it, this is what we're going to do for it. The same way how Paramount Pictures fixed Sonic when it came out at the beginning. You all remember that mess. The trailer, we were like, what the hell is that? That wasn't Sonic. That was some blue critter pretending to be Sonic. And what happened? Paramount Pictures said, whoa, let's put the brakes on this. And they had already spent money on it because it cost money to get all those CG characters. Now, what did they do? They went back to the drawing board and they're like, the fans are making memes of this. Let's fix it before we release it because this is going to be DOA. And what did they do? They fixed it. And once they fixed it, look at where they're at now. We're about to go to Sonic 3. I think it comes out this year or next year. I'm not sure right now. But we're going to get the third film. Why? Because they listened to the fans. They gave the fans what they want. The fans were not happy with that design of Sonic. We were like, that's not Sonic. And what did the studio say? Whoa, we're going to go back to the studio. And they even came out and apologized. They're like, we're sorry. We're going to fix it. We heard you. Don't worry. And what did they do? They fixed their mistake. And that's it. That's it. No hard feelings. And look at them now, making money. That's what WB can be doing. But they refuse to do it because their pride and their ego, they're so stubborn, they don't want to listen to their fans. You know what that is? Again, I've used this example plenty of times. Imagine you go out to wherever you like to eat, whatever food it is that you like, right? You go to the restaurant, you sit down, you had a long day, you order what you want. And now all of a sudden they bring your food and they're going to tell you, hey, look, we know what you want, but we're going to give you what we think is best. This is what's popular. You're going to be like, the hell with that. I don't want that. I want what I ordered. No, but this is better for you because this is a better option. Yo, hold on. I'm paying for this. I have every right to ask for what I want. No, but this is better. No, it doesn't work like that. What happens? You're going to be like, keep your meal. I'm going to take my business somewhere else. And that's the same thing with what's happening with the studio. They don't want to give the fans what they want. And I'm talking in general. It's not just the Snyder fans. This is to every fan when it comes to DC. There was no need to remove when they had DC Fandom going on. DC Fandom was great. They could still be using it to update their fans. And now you have James Gunn that doesn't want to go to San Diego Comic Con. And now they have an announcement that they're going to be putting out at Comic Con, but nobody's interested. It's just a small little thing with animated shows, and that's it. I remember when they had Zach in there, they had David Ayer. It was nuts. It was wild because I would watch it online. Now it's a joke. It's a comedy. It's embarrassing. And again, it's not working. It all falls down to that. And it's sad. It really is. It really is. Because as a DC fan, like, I don't want to see these characters go to crap. And that's where it's at right now. We have a Superman that's coming up right now, lighthearted. I'm sure he's gonna be funny, and there's gonna be a lot of humor in it. I don't want to see that. That to me, that doesn't appeal to me. It might appeal to some, but the majority of us, we want to see what Zach was doing. I want to know how and when does Darkseid go at it with the Justice League. I want to see how Darkseid fights Superman. I want to know what happens. Does Batman win? Does he survive? Does he die? What happens? I want to see Deathstroke going at it with Batman. I want to see Joker going at it with Batman. I want to see all these things unfold, not just leave it at a cliffhanger. Okay, so now you're going to reboot, and all of a sudden, now let's sweep everything under the rug. It never happened, right? That's all, folks? No, it doesn't work like that. Give the fans what they want, give the consumer what they want. They'll give you money. That's why Netflix is winning over with Zack Snyder and Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon, everyone's talking good and bad. But Netflix doesn't care. Netflix like, yo, we're making money. That's all that matters. And that's what it matters. And me as a fan, I'm like, yo, we're getting more content. So next month, we got more content coming out. And then we have more content coming out. Awesome. Let's keep going. You see? That's how you run a business. But WB and DC Studios, complete mess. A disaster. But it could still be saved. I have faith in them. But they have to make the right choices. Make the right decisions. This is like a game. We play a video game, you press whatever button, and it leads to another result. That's how this is. Make the right choice and give the fans what they want. All of them, not just us, all of the fans. And you will see how things get and improve. But until they don't do that, things are not going to change. They're going to keep on sinking, things are going to keep on flopping, and they're going to keep on tanking. And it looks like that's what the studio wants. Or maybe somebody inside is what they want for the studio to completely sink so they can sell it off. I wouldn't doubt that either. Anything could happen, anything could change. Things could change overnight. But again, let's keep on fighting. August 5th, release the Ayer Cut. Use the hashtag release the Ayer Cut and restore the Snyderverse. We will stop at nothing. We're coming for you, James Gunn. We're coming as DCU, and we're gonna get everything overall with the DCU back on track. You will see. Have faith, have hope, don't give up, a lot of patience, and most of all, a lot of endurance. Because like I said, only in time these things will happen. The same way that we got the Snyder Cut. The proof is here. The proof is there. It's not working. WB thought, David Zaslav thought that everything was going to work. No, it's not working. And this is what's going on. Thoughts on Affleck's tactical suit? I love it. I love it besides the shades. But I love that costume. Of course, I like the first one that we got from Batman vs. Superman. I really love the armored one. But the tactical suit, amazing. Besides the shades, I love that costume. I don't know why. It's just awesome. But yeah, this was just something that came across, and I was like, you know what? We got to talk about this because this is very interesting. Like I said, every week we see how this company sinks more and more. And I'm like, the numbers are in your face. They're telling you. The fans are asking you what they want. What's so hard to cater to them? You don't want to be in business? That's what it seems like. So what do? You only have two options. Either you sell, that it looks like it's coming, or you restore and fix what can still be fixed, because you still have all the pieces to the puzzle right before you. Everything is right before you. But let's see what happens. This is getting interesting more and more as we get closer to 2025. We are only months away, and look at the mess that it's in. And it hasn't officially started. Wow. Wow. Completely. Like, there's no words left for this. You have the Hollywood Reporter coming out, an official, legit company. Remember, they were talking about the Snyder Cut when it released. They were one of the first ones that were like, the servers have crashed because Zack Snyder's Justice League, everybody's trying to watch it, blah, blah. And now look, they're coming out talking about Bank of America, the ones that fund, that put money, and the investors, I'm probably sure, involved deep in there. And they're saying it. Warner Bros. Discovery is not working. It didn't work. It's just not working. That tells you everything. This company seriously needs to, you know, come up with a way to fix things, but we already know what they need to do. And that's it. Will they do it? The ball is on their side. Do what you want with it. Don't listen to the fans. Listen to the fans, and you see the two options. When you just teased and said that Zach is back to do the 300 prequel, look at how the stocks went up. They were in the green, in the high numbers, and look at where they're at now. Every time a picture from James Gunn that's posted with Superman, it just gets more and more down. It doesn't go up, it still stays in the negative. I've yet to see that it goes in the green, and it's not, because fans are not interested. And the handful of fans will not save it. The majority of the fans want the Ayer Cut, and we already have the Snyder Cut. That's where quality lies. Quality, remember that. You want to give fans quality. You don't give them quality, there's your result. It doesn't work. Quality. Always remember that. Quality is going to give you money. It's going to give you fans and everything that comes with it. When you don't do it, it's always the opposite. But yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm about to end the stream in a few minutes. I want to say again, thank you to everybody, because we're at 1.2 thousand followers. Hell yeah, let's keep going and let's keep growing. That's my motto right there. There's no stopping it. We will keep on going at it with the Ayer Cut, restore the Snyderverse, and of course, other things that I talk about on this channel and stuff like that. Besides this, I am also a collector. I talk about that. I do talk about Transformers. So to all my Transformer fans out there, shout out to you. And other good stuff, that I have planned for the channel in due time is just trying to make time for everything and stuff like that. But again, the streams are easier for me. That's why you see that I come on and talk more with this, just because the algorithm and all the good stuff that comes with it, and it's just more faster to just go live, and here we are just talking, chatting, and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna end the stream right now. I appreciate everybody that was watching and all that good stuff. Keep posted. Something new comes up, I will talk about it. As always, hit that subscribe. Thanks for your support, and until next time, y'all stay safe out there. Peace.